Hi, Vinny. Thank you so very much for having me here. How are you?
Doing good, Santa. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. So, I'm so excited to chat with you about what integrity and what I am doing, especially around the drop deadline of 2027 with S4HANA. So, exciting times. I definitely want to, talk about why we're doing this. So, good times, interested in seeing your perspective and seeing what your clients are going to say.
Well, start sharing you're going to present some slides, I presume.
Yes, absolutely. So I was just going to talk a little bit about who we
Oh,
are.
sure. Yeah,
Uh,
please start
yep,
there.
the perfect. Thank you, Vinny. Appreciate it. So Integrity Resources is a SAP firm based out of Indiana. They've been around in the business for the last 25 plus years. The CEO is Keith Sims. And Keith and I have known each other for the last 10 plus years. And late last year, we decided to come together and do something which is kind of going to change the way clients look at SAP transformations. And my background is that I've been in the SAP ecosystem for about 27 plus years. And one of the things that I have seen consistently, Vinny, and I'm sure you can kind of relate to this as well, is the fact that clients want to do, the big thing, the bold thing, the shiny things, the transformations, right? They go to the leadership teams, they want to get things done. But somehow what happens is they just don't know what is a first starting step to do this, right? So everyone wants to get to the next best platform, the best innovation, but they just don't know where to get started. So I put together this advisory offering that talks about to our clients on what is step one, step two, step three, step four before you even start embarking on your transformation. And it just makes me so happy that I can now talk to a client and say, look, you don't have to spend $1 million before you figure that out. You can talk to me, we can help you. And truly it's amazing good work, Vinny. So I'm so excited.
Okay.
Fantastic. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what the assessment entails and how we worked with our clients within the assessment and the deliverables that'll come with it.
Okay.
And of course, at any time, if you have a question, please stop me.
Sure.
Thank you. Sharing my screen. Okay. Vinny, you can see my screen, correct?
Yeah. Let me just. Okay. Yep. Go ahead.
Okay. Fantastic. So our assessment offering, it is a S4HANA advisory offering over 12 weeks. And we're calling this assessment a phase zero assessment.
Makes sense.
And yep. And the reason we're calling it a phase zero assessment is exactly just that. That before you embark on your transformation, before you think about, going out there and understanding how is my current ECC going to move to S4, I have the deadline. We definitely want you to consider looking at this advisory. It's a very objective advisory for over 12 weeks where we'll come in and we'll talk to you about how the transformation needs to happen. And for some reason, my slide is not moving. Here we go. There we go. Perfect. Got it. What we're calling this slide, Vinny, is it's called Navigating Your S4HANA Transformation. Clearly, the challenge out there is that SAP's announced the end of life for the ECC software in 2027, which also now brings up a new structure in the way licensing is going to work. So, up until now, everything was perpetual licensing. We're now looking at a cloud license, obviously, with the rise with SAP. There is no clear option to figure out what is a ECC to RISE license component, right? There is no magic formula that I have 5,000 licenses. Do they become 5,000 FUE licenses within the RISE structure? So that's one, a bottleneck, or that's one challenge. The other challenge, obviously, is to create a strong business case. Absolutely, S4HANA is very innovative. It's going to open definitely a lot of innovation, a lot of automation within the businesses. But how do you take that to your CFO and say, I want to spend $20 million on this, right? Without even knowing that that's what you really want, right? So, and the third piece, obviously, is your custom code. And the fourth piece is your data. So, all of these pieces together combined is our phase zero assessment. What we're looking to do is we're looking to talk to clients and work with them for 12 weeks, okay, in 3 months, and show them how their current ECC licenses can be optimized, how their current custom code can be picked up, and they can make a decision if they want to go brownfield or they want to go greenfield, because guaranteed some of the processes, some of the code is redundant. Thirdly, a data and migration process. 40 to 50% in a SAP project is the cost for a data and migration. We're able to help clients automate that and take off data that does not need to go into your new SAP system, keeping your core clean. And all of these challenges we have figured out with an outcome of being very predictable, right? With the approach that's going to be very comprehensive, very objective. We don't want to work with a client to say to them, you know what, give us this advisory, we're going to give you back a credit for this, and we will take your big project. No, I just truly want to go in to the customer, give them this advisory, have a very matter of fact, a very thorough, inspection on their license cost, their data cost, their customized custom code cost, all of these pieces with a business use case that they can take to their CEO, the CFO, and their board, and to say why moving to S4 makes sense, right? So very, very different than what you were seeing today in the market. So let me just take a pause here before I kind of delve in a little bit more detail, Vinny. Any thoughts, any questions?
So you're not involved with the actual transformation. This is just to help them get their arms around, hey, it's this big a ball of wax, and the justification. How do you get the justification for it?
Correct. So yes, our goal right now, Vinny, is to absolutely be working with our clients on the advisory. I would love to stay on with them if they need my help as an objective viewer on an advisory side. But my goal is not to go in and do these large migrations or transformation projects. That's not the goal.
And Integrity does not do those.
Oh, we do those. Absolutely. We do work with our different clients. We work with Twitch. We work with Jabil Circuit. We work with Costco. We absolutely do that. But I think the need of the hour right now, Vinny, is not to push migrations, right?
I agree. Yep.
So at least get a handle on what you are going to go out and implement,
You
right?
also, do you find sometimes they go, this isn't right for us, moving to S4? Or what are you finding?
We are, it's a couple of different things that we are finding, Vinny. So a lot of clients are saying, yes, this makes sense, but we just don't know how to get started. Obviously, that's one. That's very common. The second thing that we're seeing is maybe S4HANA is not right for us, but then they have a CFO or a CEO who's read something about SAP, who's read something about innovation, and they're saying, why are we not doing that, right? So then that, they have to obviously justify the why. The other thing that we're also seeing is there is tremendous amount of confusion, and I'm talking market size 500 million to about 3 billion, where these clients just don't even know what the license structure looks like, right? And you and I both know that SAP is doing their very best. They're working with large enterprises, but these guys don't have a handle. So sometimes it may be possible that these licenses are not optimized, and if they're not optimized, or if they're overusing or underusing, they may get fined. SAP may come in and do an audit. So at least this is another way to look into, all of these pieces and say, okay, here's where we are. Even if I don't start the transformation in the next 3 months, at least I have a handle on what my system looks like. I think that's what I'm trying to get to.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, of course. I wanted to talk about what this assessment will actually give you. So within the assessment, we have the ability to get 80% of our value to our clients by investing just 20% of their time. So when you look at a time lag, it's about 3 months. It's at a fixed cost. So we're coming in very, very clear entry points, very clear exit points, okay? And with a very clear structure on saying, we're going to work with you on your licensing, on your custom code, on your migration and data, plus a business use case. We're doing all of these pieces, Vinny, through our partners. So for the license tools, our partner is Focus Labs. for custom code is going to be EPUs. And I want to talk a little bit about EPUs and the archiving solution. And for data migrations, we have a partner called 2Clicks. And what I have been able to do, just like a Lego building block, Winnie, I've been able to bring all these partners together in a unified structure where the customer just works with me, but gets all the opportunity and all the robustness of these tools that these partners are providing. From a deliverable perspective, we're going to give our clients a licensing and contracting cost optimization. So if you're overusing, underusing, and of course, the ability to optimize with a plan of the Rise with SAP licenses. We're going to give them a detailed project plan for their S/4HANA transformation. Just to say, hey, this is how your transformation will look like. This is how many months, this is how many people you will need, with an effort and a cost estimate. We will also provide a technical and a solution document, a technical solution document and a functional solution document on their current SAP structure. So it becomes very easy for them to understand what in S4 do they really need. And they're just not buying, everything, right? So that definitely will help. A readout on the current custom code, a readout on the SAP integrations. And this is a good point I want to mention, Winnie. So as clients are moving from ECC to S4, the integrations that they have built could be Salesforce, could be any of these other periphery systems. These integrations are going to change in terms of moving to a cloud landscape. Many of the clients are not aware of that, and they're actually thinking it's going to be a similar integration, just from your perpetual license, on-prem license, to go to a cloud. And that is an additional cost. So if you talk about Salesforce, it's going to be an additional dollar. I don't know what that number is, but that's an additional cost to move to S/4HANA. So that's something clients absolutely will have to consider. And over and above all, a business use case, that we are going to give our clients that they can take, like I said earlier, to their CFOs, the CEOs, the CTOs, to say, this is why we need to do this, and here is why. Because a lot of these clients don't know how to put the business transformation and the technology pieces together, and they're like, oh, this will never fly. The board will never approve. So that's the deliverables I want to give out to our clients.
Okay.
And any thoughts, any comments, anything that you're thinking?
No, just do you have an example of some of the deliverables?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to show you a couple of examples. I'm going to show you a project plan example. I'm going to show you the SAP license output, what it is going to look like. So you'll definitely see that. Just give me a second. I'm going to show you that. And I'll go back to our success stories, okay? So this is our Gantt chart for our SAP S/4HANA, advisory. So let me show you that. This is our deliverable. So you can see it, right? Oops, went off of slide share. Okay, this is our deliverable. If you look at the way we've kind of broken down all our phases, we've taken the phases down right from from each week. And we've kind of broken down exactly what happens each week, right? And this is a very high level plan. It's going to be definitely more detailed to each customer. It's just a sample to show you what we've got.
You said it was 12 weeks. Is it 12
It
weeks?
is 12 weeks.
Everybody,
Correct.
or
12 weeks, everybody.
Okay.
Yep, standard. No deviation from that. Okay, give me 1 second. This is the deliverables that we're actually going to go through within our Gantt chart and the project plan. So we're going to touch, it's pretty much the discover phase within the activate methodology. And all of these pieces that you see on the left side is exactly what we are going to work on with our clients, plus the other pieces that I mentioned, which was, the custom code, the integrations, all of that. So you can see we've kind of really thought through this, and it's pretty detailed.
Okay.
This is a deliverable on an output of what your license will look like. This is from Focus Labs. This is a report that we will be running into their system, and it'll give you a report exactly like this as to when is this module used, when was the last time it was used, who's used it, what are the T codes, what are some of these pieces, within your SAP system. So we'd be able to, give you that kind of details. And I don't have a deliverable for EPUs, but I wanted to kind of share that with you. So one of the challenges I am seeing, Vinny, with a lot of these ECC clients going to S4 is that they have to keep their ECC systems up and running until they move to S4. And EPUs, who's one of our partners, has a solution called Archive Central, where we can actually work with our clients, kind of freeze their current ECC system so that no transactions are happening, and archive that system, and they can probably save a bundle on that and get rid of those licenses and move to S4. So they don't have to maintain two systems at the very same time. That's another unique value, proposition for our clients.
So it won't be dual maintenance, it'll be really
Correct.
cutting off ECC. Okay.
Exactly. And move to S4. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I have, Vinny. Let me just stop here for a second. I know you may have a few questions or some thoughts. Happy to hear.
You said you were going to talk about a couple of customers.
Yes, I do want to. So should I wait for your questions until I talk about the customers? Is that okay?
I've been asking them as you go along. So
okay, fantastic.
Good.
Okay. So I worked with about a bunch of clients, obviously, because of my experience within the SAP ecosystem. I've had the opportunity to work with many, many large clients, but two specific customers I absolutely want to talk about. One is a consumer packaged goods customer who wanted to move from ECC to S4 and did not even understand what the current license structure was. So we started the advisory with them. We went through the 12 weeks and very quickly understood that there was a massive license gap in terms of the optimization of the licenses. And we were able to show to them that they could get rid of certain licenses, optimize the structure, and absolutely avoid the SAP audit fees. So we helped them save a couple of $1 million there. We also kind of walked them through what their RISE licensing would look like. And they are now onto a path of doing a S4 transformation. So that was one client. The other client is an energy company where we did the assessment with them, the advisory with them, where they wanted to talk about taking their current ECC, moving to S4, but on public cloud. So we were able to help them, with, of course, all the pieces of the advisory. Custom code obviously was a huge issue for them. They had a lot of custom code. And we were able to say, you know what, drop the custom code, go to Greenfield, you're better off, it started at a clean core. And they went with that advice, they started that, and they are also well on their way to their S4 transformations. So two stories that truly stand out right now, but of course I've worked with about 100 odd clients doing this exactly. So I'm very excited of what we can bring to the customer at a price point that clients are going to be like, oh my God, that is really absolutely affordable.
Well, Shannon, this is fantastic. Thank you. Thanks for the quick, very crisp presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinny. Appreciate it. Appreciate